Hello, my name is Ben Matthews. I'm a teacher at Stanwix Primary School in Carlisle. I also go by Man in a Primary on Twitter, and I have a blog called maninaprimaryschool.co.uk. I want to talk to you today about an idea I've had for a website and I've set up. And it all stems from some ICT work my class, in fact my year group, did last year. We had 60 children in our year group who made Google Forms, and we wanted to get their Google Forms were about their interests, about the World Cup that was going on at the time, about loom bands, about what their favourite ice cream was, about pets, all the things that are important to a year 4 child. That were important to them. They wanted to find out if those things were important to other children. So they all made these forms. But we then had the issue of trying to get other schools to fill them in for us. Teachers are busy, and I found that I spent a lot of my time in those weeks emailing my friends, contacting old schools I'd been to as a child myself, speaking to my friends who I knew had teachers to get their contact details to try and ask them to fill these forms in, to then going onto Facebook and sending out post after post to say to my friends, get your children to fill these in for us. I then went on Twitter and started contacting people, asking for retweets of people to try and get some awareness of these forms, some awareness of these questionnaires. And it was a lot of work. The work was worth it because the response my children got was fantastic. We got schools from all over the country, from Cambridge, from Bristol, from Birmingham, from Manchester, to fill these forms in. And us being up north in Carlisle, that's quite a big thing to feel part of a bigger country, realising that the geographical boundaries that have always been there can be broken down by the internet. It's a really important lesson for my children. But as I said, it was a lot of work. So on reflection afterwards, I was thinking there must be a way for me to publicise the projects that I'm doing. And for me this is particularly important this year because we are doing a lot of computing projects. I've got years 2 through to 6 making scratch games at the moment. And I keep thinking they're making them for an audience. They need to contact that audience of their age group in other schools. So I thought about a site that I could post to and automatically and repeatedly would update Twitter, would allow people to contact me and say, yes, we'll review your scratch games, yes, we'll review your blog. You see, last year when we did the Google Forms, there was a school down in Bristol, Elmley Junior, and they said, we'll do your forms if you review our blog. Great. My kids loved reviewing a blog. It was a chance for them to see what other children could do. They actually reviewed some handwritten stories that they'd put on the website and were enthralled by it and loved being the teacher to children they didn't know. And it taught them a huge amount about what kind of comments they should make to other children who they haven't met. It actually aided them in giving their feedback to each other normally because they suddenly realised that they had to be really specific but also be really clear so they wouldn't cause offence or cause anybody upset when they couldn't explain what they meant. So I wanted to create this network. So I've set up digitalteacherlink.com. The idea being if we can link teachers together with these projects, then they'll link the pupils together. So please go on to digitalteacherlink.com. It is a community website. I'm doing this as a hobby. I'm doing this to help my professional development. I'm doing this because I need other schools to review my children's work. Again, if you put a post on it, a help needed post like you get in the newspaper, it automatically tweets it to Twitter and puts it onto Facebook to the Facebook group for it. It then continually over the next 30 days at random tweets about it to maximise your audience, to try and get as many teachers to find out about it. And obviously as the site grows and the community grows and people go onto that Twitter feed to find out what's going on, they'll find out about your blog, about your blogs that you want reviewing. They'll find out if you want to have pen pals. They'll find out if somebody wants a Skype chat. And the idea is it's not just to stay in the UK, but to go out internationally. It is a simple site. It's not there to make money. It's there to be used. It's there as a way for me to get my children's work out online, to advertise it, to publicise it. Therefore, I have no problem, no issue with other teachers signing up and doing the same thing. It's a tool. And it's a tool, but hopefully can grow into something and really develop some really powerful links between schools, which at the moment are quite hard to make. So I'd encourage you to go on to digitalteachlink.com, have a look at the site, see what you think of it. If it's rubbish, tell me. If it's something you would use, sign up. If you've got a .sch.uk or a .edu email address, then you can sign up automatically. The assumption is that you are a teacher. If you don't want to use your school email address, you can still join the site. You need to go to the join page on the site, and then you can send me your details. I will validate if you are a teacher. I will contact your school. I will check on your website. I will give your school a call. And once I know that you are definitely a teacher, then we will sign you up to that site. You'll get your username, you'll get your password, and then you can go on and you can post what projects you've got going on. For example, my Year 5 children have written a blog today. Please can somebody go and review it for me? My children have posted their work onto Lend Me Your Literacy. Please follow this link and go to it. My class have made a video on YouTube. Follow this link and see what you think of it and leave us a comment. And it turns into a swap shop. If you review my blogs, I'll review whatever you want. It's a way for children to interact with each other between schools, and I'd highly, highly recommend that you give it a try. It's an easy way to make those contacts. It'll make my life easier because I'll get schools who I can contact them, who my children can review your stuff, your children can review my stuff. It's active digital literacy. It's an idea. It's a tool. See what you think.